K-pop has been part of my life now, going on almost 10 years, I guess. I got into it when I was in my junior year of high school, so I was about 16. A friend of mine decided to show me this music video, and she's like, "You gotta see it. It's so weird and crazy and cool." And she showed me it, and it was very interesting. It was part of the second, what they call second generation K-pop, which means they weren't the first, groups to come out, but they were the next generation of them. In the early 2000s, because K-pop's been around since like the 90s. But when she showed it to me, I kind of got into it that way, and from then on, I've just fallen down this rabbit hole, and it's basically become my life. Ever since I got into it, I've been trying to learn Korean. I've watched videos, watched TV shows, watched, dramas, like all that. I listen to the music 24/7, pretty much. It's honestly super motivating to watch them because they're such hard workers. The artists, they train for years and years to be able to do this job, and then they work 24/7, 365 to bring their craft to the world and to share it with us. And they do so much for the fans, for their fans. They genuinely appreciate their fans, and they always try to give it back. Before getting into K-pop, like there was artists and groups that like had a connection with their fans or something, like the big kind of fandom groups.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until I got into K-pop that I really understood the interaction and the love that goes between not just the fans, but the artists' love for the fans, and then, like, how they reciprocate that right back.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen that pretty much anywhere else other than in K-pop. Arguably the biggest group. They've been around since 2013, and which is exactly when I got into them. So I've been a fan since the beginning with them. Been into them roughly about the same time they got into BTS. Granted, I didn't really get into them as much as I did BTS in the beginning, but later on, once I started branching out into other groups, I got into EXO very quickly, and I've been a fan since pretty much their beginning as well. They started off with 12 members, and now they're down to 9. Monsta X is one of those groups that came out a few years after the two that I got, the groups that got me into K-pop. And so when they came out, they were a lot harder and they were a lot darker concept than some of the other groups were. And so I think that kind of drew me to them. And they were like crazy out the gate. One of the reasons why I bring them up, not only are they in my top groups, but me and my best friend Kate, who I actually share a YouTube channel with, we got tickets to go and see Monsta X in concert in June of this year. Granted, we don't know if that's actually going to happen now, sadly, because of everything going on, but we generally were really excited to go, and we had the tickets in hand. I bought the tickets already, and we had great seats. We were going to be directly across from the B stage, which is the stage that's out a little farther than the main stage. But we were going to have seats right across from there and be like row F, which is like super close to the front of the section. So we would have been like super close to them, and I was really excited. K-pop is... I don't really know how to describe K-pop other than something amazing that you need that I say you need to get into if you're not into it. If you haven't heard about it, you should definitely check it out. But it has honestly definitely changed my life for sure.